Hey, this is Mark the Meerkat with Grok Trade with the Grok Trade of the Day. Here it was on AMD, and it was moving big. It was up about 2-3% here in pre-market. And then what happened? The market opened, and the whole market just started falling, and went negative on the day. Then it started to come back up, and it was high basing just above this, below this yellow line. This yellow line is a pivot point, and the pivot points are for intraday use only. This is the main pivot point, and then you have R1, R2, resistance line 1 and 2 above it, S1, S2, support line 1 and 2 below it, based on the prior day's price action. That's why you can only use it for intraday trading. Anyway, look at it. It was acting as resistance here. So I said, well, I may want to set up a trade here up above there. We were trading some other ones at the time. This is on AMD. And let's see what happened next here as it started to move here. So now it did break out above that pivot line, but now it's basing just under this 50 moving average here. So I set a trade, and there's this even $92 amount. So I set a trade just above $92, and this falling 50 moving average here, possible resistance area if it breaks out above there. And look at that, really low volume too. So I want to get in if it breaks out above there, and sure enough here, and boom, 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 I'm now in here at $92.07. I'm long on AMD. I bought it. Let's see where it goes from here. Now I have an automatic 1% attached stop that activates as soon as I'm in. Wherever I'm in, exactly 1% behind here. So at 91.15, right, this red line right down here is my stop. And you can look at the closing line here, was right at even 91. Now it's above 92. But it has the 50 moving average, the 8 EMA, and this pivot line, and the 20 moving average, all possible lines of support that would shield my stop from getting ticked right away. So let's just see if it works. And again, it works every time, except when it doesn't, according to Tony Turner. Here now it's going up and oh, now this is what we call big red, the 200 moving average, and it's right at what, 93 even dollar amount. Oh my, so that's a possible line of resistance here. So I'm going to pull my stop up here just under the right at my entry area. I'm going to go to break even. It's 1% in the money here, and now we have the 8 EMA and the 20 moving average and this pivot line and the $892. It is an area for it to turn around here if it happens to pull back. And now I'm at break even, zero risk in the trade. Love it when that happens. And there we go. Let's see here. It's going to sit here at basis here for a while. It did break above it, but it's not going anywhere. And look at the big volume as it popped above, but now it's just going sideways here on lower volume than when it broke out. It's trying to break out. Boom! There it goes. Now it breaks out, and look at the volume that came in, over 500,000 shares. So I'm going to now bring my stop in the money. We're in the money here. I'm going to bring it up here, staying under the 20 moving average, and this $93 and this 200 moving average, which is support. Good reason for it not to break down below that, right? So now I have in the money. I'm making money now, and I've locked in some profit here, or at least I will lock in some profit depending on what happens next here. So it's still going up here now. It's basing here, oh, just under what? Look at that, $94 here. 94 even dollars. So it's liking these even dollar amounts to kind of step up and then pause there for a little while. And it's still going sideways there, just under 94. Alrighty, so I'm setting up a half order. My rules say if it stops at a major line of resistance, we have this is the R1 pivot line. I told you about the pivot lines. There's the R1 pivot line, that green dash line up there. We're at $94, just resting on top of it. So I'm setting up a half trade to get out half, lock in half of the profits, but then I get the second half, a chance for my winner to run. That's how you let your winners run. You lock in profits at appropriate levels and let the rest give it a chance to run up higher. Don't know if it will, but we'll say it to wait and see. Now this has been a nice and slow and steady trade here, and sitting here, and it dipped down here below 84, so I went ahead and I took out half at 93.98 for 2.1% here on this high base there. And then I change the number of shares on my stop to reflect what I have left, and I bring it up here under this 93.50, the 20 moving average. Although it's been basing here a while, look how close those are together now. So I'm going to use this as a line of possible support, and not right below it. I'm going to back a little bit to this 93.50. So we got about a 0.5% here at risk, but I'm in the money, so it's just a matter of giving it a little breathing room here. And then to see what happens after that. It just sits here right at 94. Again, this pivot line here is acting as major resistance at 94.50. And well, wait, let's take a break here for a second here on this trade. Been in this trade a long time. It was a rather steady trade. How is your trading going? Your swing trading, your intraday trading? Well, if you'd like to learn to trade the Grok Trade Way, we have a mentoring program coming up here. In about 3 weeks, we're going to have this 3-day intensive training that we give. That's just the first phase of our mentoring. What we do is we give you 3 days of intensive training, and then we coach you from that point forward to implement that into your trading so you can become the most capable trader possible. If you want to know more about it, go to groktrade.com, and then across up here it says Training Mentor. So if you hit that, it will go to the Training Mentor page, and it will tell you all sorts of things about it here. So there's a little quick test here you can take here. Maybe see if you qualify, because it may not be appropriate for you, but you can read about it here. And there's tons to read about it. And what we'd like you to do is, if you are interested at all, is to schedule a discovery call. Now, it's not a sales pitch. It is a discovery call, so we can discuss your trading with you and see how our mentoring might be of help to you. And so we have your you just fill out the information here and we'll schedule that call with you with either First John or Second John. Yeah, we have 2 Johns that help coach our potential students. And again, it's not appropriate for everyone, so let's work it through and see if you can decide if it's appropriate for you or not. And again, there's tons to read about it down here as you go. And so if you want to read about it, and then we'll have that discussion, that would be great. All right, back to our trade here. And we had just taken out half, and I just moved my stop up in the money here, just under this, about $1 behind, or about 1% behind where the price action is. So I'm getting a little bit of breathing room because I've already locked in 2% profit, and I'm trying to trying to retain some more from there. And so let's see what happened after that. Now look at that, this pivot line just keeps hitting it, and now some big volume came in on that one. Is it going to break through it? Oh, there it is. And now look at this, is nice and steady, and then all of a sudden look at this, 1 million shares, boom, it broke out above there. But this is nice and slow and steady, unlike most trades we've been having lately, where they've been all over the place, where the range of some of these candles is 2-3%, and they flash back in a minute on you. This is a nice, slow and steady Wednesday race, as we like to call them, Grok Pot trades. That's right, it's still going on here. I've been in this one over an hour now, and it's coming up here. Now it's here. Now it's resting on top of 95. So again, these even dollar amounts seem to be areas of support. And I'm going to bring my stop up here just under that pivot line now, just under the pivot line. So that and the 20 moving average is now separated here. So I'm under the 20. I'm under the 8 EMA, and I got that pivot line and this 94.50. All were lines of resistance. Now could be possible support to protect my stop. Here it goes. It's breaking that 95.50. There we go. There we go. Now it's sitting up here. Oh, look at that. Now it's at 96. Now there's a 96 even dollar amount. Bring in my stop. I'm going to follow this 20 moving average up here. Following this 20 moving average up, just under it. Again, possible line of resistance here, the 8 EMA and the 20, and this. And this 95.50 was acting as resistance, could be support. And let's keep going. It's going. Oh, it's just, you can't. Come on, break out above that 96. Here we go. Ready? And it goes up. There it goes. It's breaking out above the 96 now. So I'm going to bring my, again, just following along here. Again, this is over 10 minutes. It just barely went up. We're trading other things, but now it's the end of the day. We're getting ready to close out for the day, but I have this open trade here. We don't know when I can close it out here. Let my winner run here. I'm letting my second half run as much as I can. 96.50. Bringing it up here. Now I'm going to put my stop here just under the 96 even dollar, the 20 moving average there. And it's about 0.5% price action wise up there. There's the head of the fish up there. Is it going to keep going? Look at that. Here's the R2 pivot line up here at 97 even dollar amount. And bam, bam. There we go. Look at that. Fell down and stopped me out right here on the second half for 2.4%. Now that's just the second half here. So let's take a look at this whole trade here. In the morning here, it opened up about 2% and dropped to about -1%, and then it started to run up when it broke out above this pivot line, and then the secondary breakout was above the 50 moving average. I got in. When it stalled up here at an even dollar amount for a long period of time, I went ahead and I took out my partial for 2%, then let it run up here until it pulled back so far and it broke the 96 and that right there, and I was out for a total trade of 3.1% in 1 hour and 16 minutes. Whew, that was a slow Grok Pot trade. Now, we were struggling today. We were struggling in the chat room today. And what happened after that? So we're here at 96. Do you want to know where it closed? It closed on AMD here. AMD, it closed up 7.3% at $97 here at the end of the day. So after having been negative, it ended up being plus 7%. So it was quite a boomer after that. Now, how did we do today in the Grok? We struggled in the Grok day trading chat room this morning. I have to admit it, we were minus 2.5% when I took this trade on with AMD down here, trade number 7. You can see it, but I was able to cut my losers short. That's a key trading principle. Let your winners run when you can, like I did here, and cut your losers short. When they're going against you, just get out. But the market was extremely choppy this morning. TLRY was up big, but then it would go up and then would pull back 2.5–3%. I have a 1% stop. I'm out. And even though I'm managing my stops to be a little bit less than 1% here, that's the way it was. And then finally we got a nice runner there with AMD, and by the end of the day we were back in the green, off the minus 2.5 we were at near the end of the day, and just under 1% there for the day. And again, our statistics for the day were they were very bad. I have to admit. Here, let's move this over here a little bit. As you can see here, the 3 out of 9 for only 33% success rate. Our 60% is what we go for, making money on 6 out of 10 trades. Now, the good news is I had 0 errors today. I followed my rules going in, followed them going out. So all of these were successful trades. But only 30% of them were income trades. The rest of them were expense trades. Now then, our actual reward risk ratio. How did I make money on a day that I only got 1 out of 3 trades that I actually made money on? It was with this actual reward risk ratio. We measure this. This is the ratio of what your average income trade was versus your average expense trade. It's not how many you had. That's what this statistic is. But right here. So and it was at 2.5, beyond our stretch goal there. So that's how we end up making just under 1% there for the day. With our model portfolio, that's about $80. But boy, that certainly beats being minus 250, doesn't it? But if you take a look at what we did in this week so far, on Monday we were net 7.3% on Monday, exceeded our 5% target. We were at 10.2% yesterday, and that exceeds our stretch goal of 10%, and then just under 8 today. So for the week we're above 18% net for the week. Now I want to explain what this is. This is net gain of what we have invested, not how much we have in our total accounts. It's not portfolio return. So our model portfolio says if you invest $10,000 per trade, and I have a 1% attached stop, I mean the risk on the trade is $100. That's 1% of 10,000. But for every 1% we net to the positive, that's $100. So far this week we're up about $1,800. Hey, not bad for 2 hours work a day times 3 days so far. And we still have 2 more days to trade here. And now for the week we have a target of 25%. That's 5% per day times 5, and then stretch goal of 50. So that's where we're at there. And again, we're having an exceptionally good week here with the actual reward risk ratio at 2.5 to 1, exceeding our 2 to 1 stretch goal for our actual reward risk ratio, not projected. And then over here on our success rate, we want our target of 60. We're at 54. We were above 60 until today. When you only have 3 out of 9 trades, that does bring your stats down. But we have 2 more days to trade, and we can bring that up. So this is Mark the Meerkat. Hey, if you'd like to join us in the Grok Day Trading Chat Room, you can. Just go to groktrade.com. That's right, groktrade.com. And instead of going to Training Mentor, go to Day Trading Chat Room here. And if you'd like to see what my annual results were from last year to 2020, you can see those record results for the over 10 years we've been doing the chat room now. And we're not quite on target for hitting that record from last year, but we're doing very solid on our results year to date. And again, you can read about the chat room here all you want here. Oh, here's an ugly guy there, Mark the Meerkat, and you can join. And it's a 7-day risk-free trial. Now, what do you mean by that? That means you come join us, trade with us for 5 trading days, total 7 calendar days, and if it works for you, stay with us, and you can join either monthly or an annual rate. Give you a break on the price if you stay for the annual. Now, while I'm doing it, we start at 9 o'clock. We sort through all the stocks that we want to focus on that day. That's what this list is right here. The list of stocks we're going to focus on when the market opens, and those we're going to watch afterwards. And then over here, this is that log sheet that you just saw. I'm posting my trades. I'm telling you where I'm set up to ready to go long, to buy in or to sell short. And I'm telling you where my stops are and why I'm putting there, just much like these videos. And we'll be doing it live in the markets. So if you'd like to join us, and just hit join now. And again, 7-day risk-free trial. If it doesn't work for you, we refund your money, no questions asked. So this is Mark the Meerkat. Hey, just remember that you need to focus on trading well, not focus on making money. Because when you focus on trading well, the money grows in the background. Trade well, and may your winners run.